buds. Welcome to Blog Plus. This is kind of a companion to the Creative People podcast where I write about creativity and how we can apply it and get better at applying it and get, I want us to be strong creative people. And so I've learned a few things and I wanted to share those. Also, I wanted to have it available in any way that you learn. So some people don't like to read. Sometimes I don't like to read. So sometimes I just want to hear someone read it to me. And that's what I'm doing. Plus, I have a lovely voice. So I'm going to read it to you right now. All right, here we go. Ideas don't come with a timestamp. How to identify good ideas, bad ideas, and ideas that you're not sure what to do with yet. Ideas. Aren't they the best? Is there a sentence that is as full of possibility as I have an idea? Ideas are the beginning of everything. So for us creative people, ideas are the name of the game. That's what we work in. Creative living is having an idea, make an idea happen again and again and again and again. But things get messy and it's not as simple as that in reality because ideas come to us like badly labeled seeds. You don't always get what you're expecting or when you're expecting it, and it's all part of the fun. It's also a massive pain in the ass, which is why I wanted to write this blog post. So here's a scenario. Two ideas arrive in the same morning. One, you're supposed to do that afternoon. The other, you're not actually going to do for years. They're both good ideas, but they're intended for different timelines. So how are we supposed to know? Well, sometimes it's obvious. Okay. That idea seed arrived with a good label and you know what to do. But what if you don't? The first step is to figure out if it is a good idea. And that's a whole other blog post. But part of the bad labeling thing is that ideas can be so many things. Like here's a sample. They can be great. They can be great, but not for right now. They can be great, but not for you. They can be bad. They can be bad that seems good. They can just be okay. They can be okay, but there's a seed of something in there that's great. They can be good. They can be good, but they're boring or too much work. And so maybe you should do them, but it's not glamorous, so you don't. They can be life-changing and they can be a distraction. Sometimes they're a distraction that you need, though. I don't know. This whole blog post could be a list of ideas because that's the job, sorting through ideas and then pulling them off. The problem is that we can easily misidentify an idea and then we start trying to put it into a place where it doesn't fit or it's the wrong time for that idea. This will burn us out. It will depress us. And it could lead us to questioning our intuition or our talent. But it just might be that your good idea is in the wrong place or you haven't grown enough to handle it yet. Here are some signs that an idea isn't for right now. Okay, you're forcing it. Great ideas don't need to be forced. If you feel like you're forcing it, stop and reflect. Second is it's distracting you. If it's taking you away from the work that you need to finish, that's a distraction and it needs to wait. Or you need to go back and reevaluate the work that you're working on that it's distracting you from. Because perhaps that idea has run its course and you got to move on. You have to figure this out. Honesty with yourself is essential here, as pretty much all of life, because sometimes we shouldn't finish the first project. Sometimes we shouldn't act on a good idea. And only you are really going to know that. And it can take some time to train our intuition. And we got to be burned a few times to learn, right? Also, we only get so much time on this planet, and we're going to have to narrow down the ideas that we want to spend our time on and not spend time on ideas that, aren't great. The flip side is that we are creative people and we're building a body of work, and we don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get this all figured out to do good work. I think we should try to finish projects or bring them to an endpoint, because by finishing, you're going to learn something and you will get a sense of closure. That means that you're going to have to scale down your project in order to finish. Do that. Finish something with it before you move on. Abandoning an idea is the last resort, in my opinion. I think a long list of abandoned ideas can undercut the confidence that you're going to need to finish that great project you have coming up. So finish this project, even if it means massively cutting down the scope, just finish something and then move on. So how do we know if an idea is for right now, and how do we get better at identifying our ideas? Question it or let it be. Some ideas are ruled out very quickly with just a few simple questions. Get rid of those ideas. They're garbage, right? But if an idea doesn't hold up to the logic of the questions, yet there's still something there that's nagging you about it, just let it be. Make sure you have written down as much details as possible and then put it in the drawer. That idea needs time. Ideas matter and they don't matter. You have to live in those two worlds, and you have to be able to kind of put both feet like in the same thought, put both feet in both of those worlds. Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this at length in her life-changing, at least for me, book, Big Magic. The short version of all that is that we need to fight for our ideas, but we also need to drop our ideas and move on to better ideas. So fight for your idea, drop your idea, fight for the next one. We have to get good at pivoting, and we have to get good at being wrong. Figure it out fast. Control the scope of your project. Scale it down to something that you can finish off quickly. Test the idea to see if it's good and if it's good for right now. An idea that turns out to be meh is still a win if you grew as a creative and it adds to your body of work. But just don't make it too big. Figure it out on the small scale before you take on this massive earth-shattering project. Do a small one first, if you can. See, I'm still in the process of figuring this out. I'm doing it wrong all the time. But time is the key here. We are creative people, and this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives. So look at your past creative disappointments, see if there's a pattern. Then, going forward in your work, look for the different clues. By noticing and adapting, we grow. When we get good at this, we won't need labels on our ideas. We'll have developed our sense for what a good idea could be. We've applied our system to it, and then when things fall, we can pivot. That's creative living. That's the whole thing. Have fun with it and try not to get too frustrated. I don't know what else to tell you. But I'm here with you in the trenches of creativity. We're going to figure it all out. All right? Show up, do the work. I hope this helps, buds. See ya.